Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com and Phil's Gang podcast radio show. Are you all excited today? Hey, they're telling us this is the start of the big Christmas rally. See, it's always been 5 days before Christmas, you have a big rally. It ends 2 days after New Year's. It's not going to happen this year. If it does, it's not going to last. You're going to give it all back. Because you can't have Christmas rallies when you lie. You can't have a Christmas rally and you can't have a bottom in the market when they keep lying to us. And that's what they've been doing since October. In October of 2022, they told us the bottom was in. After the market has been dropping since January of 2022. And why? Why can't it hold its rallies? Every time it rallies, every time they tell you buying a dip, you lose money. Because there's a big difference. From 2008 to November 2021, they printed $123 trillion to buy bonds to bring interest rates down to zero to push tech stocks up. Always remember, when you have the bond market and yields are going down, tech stocks go up. And how do they get the yields down? Printing all this money. But that all stopped in November of 2021 because we're getting killed with inflation. So when January 2022 started, the market went down. They couldn't stop it. And every time they rallied, 4 different times, it couldn't hold. It would fail because the big institutions would not buy. Because they knew it was over. I mean, once you lose that juice, they're not putting money in the market. It can't sustain itself. 4 times they tried, and it failed. And every time they lie to you, say, buy in the dip, and you lose money. Another thing, you can't have a bottom in the market when the government says, okay, we're going to give you for 10 years, we're going to sell you a bond and we'll pay you 3.5% interest. But I'll tell you what we'll do. How about if you loan us money for 2 years, we'll give you a treasury note. You loan me money for 2 years, and we're going to give you 4.2% over 2 years compared to 3.5% over 10. Who in their right mind wouldn't take that deal? But it's telling you something. When they give you more money over 2 years than 10 years, it's telling you the gig is up. It's telling you the economy sucks. It's over with. But they'll never admit to that. You can't have a bottom in the so-called October bottom when you have an inverted yield curve like that. For 92 years, we've never seen a bottom go into the market when they're offering you more money over 2 years than 10 years. Inverted yield curve is called. It's just a big lie. Also, you can't have the government taking out $95 billion out of the market every month, when after 13 years, they've been putting $123 trillion or $130 billion a month in the market to get the stocks to go up. Now they're taking money out and they're telling you $95 billion a month. Oh, this is a good rally. You can't have the president telling the Fed, Powell, hey, we're going to spend like crazy, man. We're going to keep spending. We're going to just spend and spend and spend. You know what we want you to do, even though that the spending's inflationary? Hey, do us a favor. Tell everybody you're fighting inflation, but don't bring the interest rates up beyond the 8%. Always keep it under the inflation. Now, let me ask you, how can you put a bottom in the market when inflation's at 8% and they fight it with 4%? What are you, nuts? If inflation's at 8%, you fight it with 10 or 12 or 15%. How do you have a bottom in the market when Biden keeps spending like crazy? They're going to do an omnibus bill now, another $2 trillion on top of the $109 trillion, on top of the $122 trillion. Are you kidding? There's not going to be a Christmas rally. It's all been a lie. And this market is going to take out the October lows. I don't want to sound like Grinch during Christmas, but at least we're going to tell you the truth. That's what we do here at Phil's Gang. Just remember this. It used to be when you watched the bond market and the bond market was going up and the yields would come down, tech stocks would go straight up. It doesn't happen anymore. No. It used to be when the bond market was going down and yields go up, the bank stocks would go up. All you had to do is watch the bond market. And you knew whatever way the yield went, just buy the stocks that work for an up yield. Don't buy the stocks that work for a down yield or short them. That all went away when they got rid of QE in November of 2021. No more price discovery. That's why we built a chart. It's called our Pro 2 color-coded chart that follows strictly the money. Yes, we follow the bond market, of course. If the bond market is weak and the bond market's going down and yields are going, of course we're going to look at the bank stocks. But we don't depend on it anymore. We haven't been able to depend on that for last year. But we do depend on following the money. Our Pro 2 color-coded chart. It's always right. So, yes, there's not going to be a Christmas rally, but why don't you give yourself a Christmas present? Join the gang free for 10 days and follow the bond market with our Pro 2 color-coded chart. Then you'll never be wrong. Would I give it to you for 10 days if I was BSing you? Of course not. Well, that's it. So I want everybody to have a great Christmas and stop listening to the bull sitters, sitters on the fence. Have a great Christmas. See you on the charts.